Imagine Black Swan if it was directed by Sylvester Stallone with music by Frank Stallone. We saw Staying Alive, so you know what that means.
Now it's time for How Did This Get Made? We're gonna have a good time, celebrate some failure, not just be a hater. Cause you know you wonder, how did this get made? Let's wallow in the mediocrity of subpar art. Perhaps we'll find the answer to the question, how did this get made?
Hello, people of Earth, and hello, people of Los Angeles! We are here tonight at Largo, our home in Los Angeles, with an amazing audience. You just heard them. And we have a very, very exciting show. It's appropriate that we are doing this show in a theater because this is a show about theater. About the art, the craft of dance. And we are going to talk about this movie, but we're going to do things a little bit differently tonight as I introduce everybody. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my co-host for the evening. Please welcome Jason Mantzoukas! June Diane Raphael!
This is the end.
And special guest, Katie Dippold! That was the dulcet tones of Frank Stallone. I have seriously nonstop been listening to that song.
That song should be called Nonstop. It is relentless.
It is it's a beautiful song, and I'm so glad that
I'm gonna play that when I have sex next. I'm gonna be like, hey, give me just 1 second. I'm done. Ladies.
When I heard that song, I had heard it like in things that were making fun of Staying Alive for so long that I was like, who wrote? I thought, is that a Bee Gees song? And then I realized, no, how much Frank Stallone's stink is all over this movie. 7 songs of Frank Stallone.
Thank God.
Frank Stallone, if you do search him like I've been searching him, his album cover, he clearly couldn't decide.
You're making that documentary Searching for Frank Stallone, right?
He lives in a studio in West Hollywood. So but he couldn't
With
make
his mom jacket.
He couldn't make a decision on his album cover to put on the leather jacket, so it's just over one side of his body. It's a pretty great album cover. Welcome.
Oh, guys.
This was a dream.
I watched this whole movie just in awe.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to, I hated it, but I also wanted to live that life at the same time. Like, it was...
There was something disgusting about it, but it pulled you in 100%.
Yeah.
The movie makes no sense. We should just get out.
It doesn't.
It is.
But to open with a chorus line, to me, is just like, it's a dream come true.
I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something that is perhaps not controversial at all and has maybe been said a million times before, but I did not know because I have never seen this movie before. This movie is Showgirls.
I was thinking about this movie too, and I also felt like they were like the reason why Stallone directed it. Because I feel like he was also trying to make it like Rocky too. Like it felt like
it's
Rocky.
Dance Rocky. It's
Dance Rocky.
Yeah.
But
Dance Rocky.
Very rarely.
Which also just failed on Broadway, I believe.
It did. It closed very quickly. I was like, very rarely do I know that I'm going to love a movie from literally the first second. And this movie, you can't beat it. I mean, here, this is just so you get a chance to see what the
I would honestly be okay with playing the whole movie. If you were like, let me just show you 1 second, and then we just watched the whole movie.
This is only 20 seconds, but you'll get a sense of how electric the opening is.
You will come.
You're going to want it longer.
You will come at second 7.
Here we go. I'm in love. I'm in. I'm 100% in.
And I'm done.
This is the opening of the movie.
Good.
Because it's how you want to see dance movies. It's how you want to see a dance movie, in tight close-ups.
Every step-up movie can suck a dick because it does not start like that.
They also did the thing where there's an audition sequence and it lasts 10 seconds and the director's gonna be like, we'll let you know tomorrow. It's just like, dun dun, dun dun. That's it. Okay, goodbye.
Well, okay, so if we can, well, should we dive in?
Yeah,
Should we
please.
dive in? Okay, because in that sequence, they choose the girls right there. Because they cut a lot
Right.
of girls and they choose their girls. And then the guys come out and John Travolta comes out and the director says, I'm going to need 24 hours. And I'll let you all
Also,
know.
the director of this, just interesting to note, Kurtwood Smith,
Yep.
who clearly, I did a little bit of research, was just in Rambo with Stallone. So I'm sure he was like, we'll get him in as the choreographer with no lines.
Well, so I was confused from the beginning because I wasn't clear, even from this opening chorus line sequence, like what his problem or Achilles' heel as a dancer was. Like what was holding him back that he wanted
Himself.
But in what way? Because was he was going off on his own and improvising?
Yes.
Okay.
Improvising.
Wait, no.
Yes.
That
In
he
the
was
thing,
improvising?
keep playing.
I only have a couple more seconds. Wait, his improvisation? I thought he just couldn't catch the breaks. I didn't get that he was
No,
improvising.
people keep getting cut. People keep
Yes.
getting cut. It gets down to like the final few guys, and then he jumps off and does a couple of like doodly doos on his own, and the next time doodly doos. I was a dancer. And the next time he's cut and he's like, oh god damn it, But he learns a very important lesson and does the exact same thing in the finale, and wins the movie.
Can I say something about his character journey? And I don't know if I can articulate this correctly. So there's this new hot thing that he's into, and then there's his girlfriend, this poor woman.
She is
God damn
understand
it.
this
To
relationship.
call her a girlfriend is being generous.
Really generous.
She is the doormat that he is like booty calling when booty calling meant, can I find a payphone? And is the person literally home to answer a landline?
He was literally fucking a girl, finishes fucking her, and then calls the other girl. He's like, hey, can I come over to you now?
Yeah. No, so he keeps having arguments with both of the women, and it seems like it's a story about a character that's, he wants something, but he's demanding it from two people and he has to learn this lesson. Like, that's what it seems like. But I don't know that Sylvester Stallone was in on that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it almost felt like if Sylvester Stallone were to give a log line of this movie, it would be like, oh, these two broads are giving him a hard time. You know?
Right.
Like,
He just wants to dance, and these bitches be weighing him down.
Well, no, by the way, I think you're right, because not to cut ahead, but the last line of the movie.
Oh, wait, you're going to get into that?
No, I know that's far
I love
ahead,
that
but
you
I
all
think you're
reacted like, well, don't spoil it.
seen it.
That last line of the movie is a treasure chest that needs to be opened.
But in terms of his journey, he's by himself at the end.
Yep.
Just simply strutting.
Yep.
So that is his journey. Like it's not really about fixing any of his flaws.
No,
and being a
it's about
better
learning to
man.
tell everybody to fuck off and just
Right,
do his
and
own
strut.
shit.
But the crazy thing is like, I do believe it was directed, like, Stallone wrote this movie. As he writes every movie, and apparently he wrote it, and is this the movie where they want to take his name off it? No, that's the next movie. But Stallone wrote this movie, but I feel like he wrote it from like his perspective of like, I like to fuck girls, and if they can't get behind me fucking multiple girls.
Okay. This is literally what happens at the end of the movie. He's in the final dance number. He has ascended through the ranks to be the lead of, I don't know what this is on Broadway. I don't know if this is a show that exists on Broadway.
So many Broadway shows. I don't know.
I've
never heard of Satan's Alley.
This is
I don't know.
some sort of nonsense. This is like some sort of Moog fantasy jazz nightmare. I don't know.
Was this ever a thing? I mean,
were there plays like this?
it was called Satan's Alley, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But this was like a Showgirls show. It looked like a Showgirls
the
review.
dancing is just like sped up voguing, Madonna voguing. It's like
Yeah.
fanning each other's face.
He's
and by the way, the same dancing from the opening is in the end.
Yes.
There's not like, oh, that show is different.
They're all the same show.
Yeah.
He ascended through the ranks. He's already triumphed. He shamed the dumb guy who danced like a robot. He's the lead. His mom is so proud. But what he has to do in order to truly succeed is take the British girl who is his partner in the show, throw her in the garbage.
That happens.
Picks her
It
up
happens.
and throws her away. Then you think, okay, he's choosing his girl, he's choosing the fuck buddy, and he's like, all right, babe, I love you. And she's like, we did it. And he's like, yeah. And he basically face palms her down and is like, I'm fucking out of here. Kicks open the door.
Well, here's the thing.
I win.
I was looking to Satan's Alley to see if it would provide some insight. Like if Satan's Alley was going to be, if he was going to have a similar journey as a character in Satan's Alley.
Yep. Well, he is a
Did you make
Christ-like
sense
figure.
of Satan's Alley?
Okay.
June thought it was a beautiful play.
I
thought the
Alley.
book was great.
If you go back to the source material. But see, the thing with Satan's Alley is that he starts off as, I think, a Christ-like figure. And there are all these demons coming after him.
For sure, he's whipped. He's in a
Whipped,
Christ-like pose at
yes.
one point. Yep.
And then Satan comes to get him.
Which is Fiona Hughes, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the British
from
woman.
General Hospital. And but see, then he pushes her away. And that was a move that he, improvised
Right.
himself. But then at the end, they still end up together.
No, he's now.
In
At the
Satan's
end
Alley.
of Satan's Alley.
Oh,
At the end.
I apologize. I
in Satan's
apologize.
Alley,
Yes.
At the end of Satan's Alley.
So this is a
So I guess-
Satan's Alley kind of talk, right?
Jason-
I
Jason's not-
do
yeah.
think, and I'm not trying to give Sylvester Stallone credit here, but I do think that if we look at Satan's Alley as sort of a microcosm of what the whole movie was,
Which we should be.
Okay. I think he ended up, in hell with the devil and didn't
No,
learn anything.
he doesn't.
And if he
This is what I think. Go ahead.
If he had learned anything, instead of reaching out to her, he would have pulled up Jackie to take that solo.
Great, and I love that. But he is rising up out of hell and casts his hand
listening.
down.
I'm listening.
Casts his hand down and says, "Jump." The Christ offers his hand to the devil and says, "Follow me to heaven,
hear all this.
and
I
I
hear
will
it.
take you out of hell." She is doubtful. She's a doubting Thomas. She jumps
hearing this.
and makes it in her arms. He thrusts her over her head because Christ wants the devil to get to heaven before him.
Because
Boom.
Christ turns the other cheek.
Yep.
He forgets about it, but because he'll take the devil.
The
to
biblical
heaven.
allegory here is very
Okay.
obvious.
By the way,
Hear it.
the audience seeing this very, very modern dance show is all oldies. There's nothing in that, and they give him a rousing like a standing ovation. My biggest question about Satan's Alley as a show is they do the first number. And it seems to me that we see all the cast out on stage in that first number. Then they all kind of take a break after that first number,
Yep.
and they're like, you fucked up. You go over here. Like, what was going on stage? It wasn't the intermission yet. The intermission is a
Right.
later beat. I just was confused about where the show, what was happening.
Well, that was
know.
on stage in those scenes with a B story of Satan's Alley.
What's
which was
happening there?
A
Is
bunch
Jackie
of
the
other, a
star
bunch
of
of other
that?
I wish Jackie was. I loved Jackie.
I love Jackie. Well, here's what's weird too about that production of Satan's Alley. The director, when he casts him as, Jesus Christ, says essentially like, I need you to channel your anger and your fury and your emotions. And then when he does, he says, you just need to dance the dance. Which I found confusing.
Good point.
Also, it seemed like the director was given this huge monologue at the end, as though he was a character we knew at all.
The only way
You don't know this person?
The only way I knew that director was that he dressed like Zod from Superman 2. And that he might have just been a villain from another realm coming here to fuck with New York City. Before he attacked Superman, he's like, I'll direct the Broadway show, get in Metropolis's headspace, and then I'm gonna do a bigger thing. Right now, I just need to regain some power.
And Jackie's haircut is a little bit like the lady in that movie as well.
Yes.
Zod's lady, short
Ursa.
hair. Yes, thank you.
Is that the blonde lady?
Who had a friend
from
who
Dirty
was her
Dancing.
stepmom, and she said she was a real bitch.
Can I take us back to a moment?
Go ahead.
If I could take us back to a moment. There's a moment in the beginning when John Travolta is like, has a lot of self-doubt, and he's looking to this poor girlfriend for like to feel better, and he says like, you know, I can't remember what he says, but he's feeling bad and she's making him feel better, and then he's like, don't you ever want to like do more, like push yourself harder? And she says something along the lines of, you know how it's different for a female dancer, we have half the life male dancers do. And his response is just like, yeah, I guess that's true. And he does not make her feel better. It just goes back to making him feel better.
Okay, I agree, because I did have the thought at one point, why aren't they auditioning to replace both of them? Like, she's helping him practice to get the solo or to get the lead part. Like, why isn't...
Yeah.
I
Why don't they
wanted.
both go up there together?
I do also want to just talk about the bigger concept on all of this, because this character is a stalker at points. He's a chauvinist, always. He's an adulterer, I guess. I mean, or he's a cheater. Like he's everything bad. But he's definitely not the character from Saturday Night Fever, right? Can we all agree to that, right?
I vaguely remember.
Kate.
I don't...
Well, just when you talked about the ending of the movie when he struts to the song from Saturday Night
Yeah.
Fever, and it's like, oh yeah, this is supposed to be from that movie.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, like the
That's
two.
But
remember, he
remember-
walks by the Odyssey because that's where he used to dance all the time.
Right.
And it's
But
a gay
remember
club
that
now.
at the end of Saturday Night Fever, they rape that girl in the car and
Yeah.
someone jumps off a bridge.
Yes.
So like
super
that
dark.
kind of darkness and weirdness is still woven in here.
But you did not leave Saturday Night Fever going, oh, that man wants to be a modern dancer on Broadway.
No.
Like that was
To the
not
degree.
Like it was just like, oh, he's
Yes.
a good dancer, and it lets him like get out of his life is troubled, and girls are getting raped, and friends are jumping off bridges, and he can at least go to the club and live a little bit. It wasn't like
I will say this, I was a solid 30 minutes into the movie before I realized this was the same character from Saturday Night Fever.
well,
literally.
he also is lost his accent, and they make it like, well, now he's in Manhattan. Manhattan is like over the bridge. Like he says at one point, he's like, "Hey, don't get apple pies like this in Manhattan." It's like you walked here.
Okay, can we talk about that?
From the other spot.
Can we talk about that? Because he's at home, he goes home, he has doubts. He goes home, he wants to see his ma, and they're sitting there eating breakfast, which is pie. And she's trying to push, have another slice of pie. And he's like, I don't want another slice of pie. Have another slice of pie. I don't want another slice of pie. And it's this weird, and she's kind of pushing it on him. And it's that weird scene that I feel like a mom of an anorexic is trying to get the anorexic to eat a little bit more. And it's weird. And then he finally is like, I will have another piece of pie. And he picks up the pie plate and brings it into frame, and there's only one piece left.
Yes.
Which means they've eaten a whole pie for breakfast.
That's how they do it in Brooklyn.
Which I thought was very insane.
But I think I missed something really important. I left the movie still not understanding where she made her money.
Who?
Laura.
Laura.
Oh, you're
yes.
right. That was
I
never
agree.
answered.
I
She was
agree
in that
100%.
limo.
No?
Yeah, Laura is Fiona Hughes from General Hospital, and General Hospital is wearing fur coats, being driven around in limousines.
Whose limo is this?
He literally.
Whose limo is this?
Yeah.
Does anybody know whose limo this is?
And it's never answered.
never answered. There's like
answered.
there's the sugar daddy looking guy.
Right.
Who he runs into that guy. She's clearly been with the director, but then at one point
The
somebody
director,
says,
by the way, is all beard and leather jackets. Really is.
I
Every
have
time
no
you see him,
problem
it's
with
his
that.
hair.
No problem with that. I was like, that's the part I maybe would have got. But I did feel like then somebody says a line that they think she has money. She came from money or something.
She came from money.
So there are a couple
Okay.
of things posited, but I don't know. And I agree, it's ridiculous because her
modern
wealth
dance,
obsesses
but
him.
modern dance, you would make a lot of money in modern dance.
Twyla
right?
Tharp
like,
got-
yeah, I
died
mean, you
very
make
rich.
hundreds of thousands
Wait,
of
no,
dollars
she's
a
still
week.
alive. She's still alive.
I gotta say though, Paul, I don't know that they're doing modern dance.
Well, I don't know much about dance. What are they doing?
It felt to me more like jazz.
Oh, jazz.
How much do you know about dance, man?
I don't know a ton about dance, but I think modern
You know more
dance
about
is
dance
like a
than you
lot
do about
more.
gorillas, for example.
I think so. I just thought it was more. You keep on calling it modern. I
Okay,
think
it's not
more.
modern.
Like, I just don't think those head shakes are. That seem like very jazzy.
Without getting too out of control, does this thing have a name, audience? Contemporary?
Contemporary.
All right.
Contemporary dance?
Like, if you saw this now, would it be a valid art form?
Like, I think here's the thing. I think when people are like, all of the dance numbers, at least in the auditions, were like 5, 6, 7, 8, and then like a line of people would run up to the front of the stage. Like, I think that running is like I think that's jazz, though. I don't think that's modern.
Okay. Well, we'll clearly never know.
Okay.
It felt to me, those were the scenes that I was like, this feels like a Vegas show to me. This is what
Yes.
Vegas that's why I felt like it was Showgirls, because all of the show elements felt that kind of cheesy and Vegas-y.
Yes.
Nothing delighted me more than imagining Stallone approve all the costumes he was wearing.
Do you think that like Stallone and Bob Mackie sat down and he's like, not this, yes to this?
Yeah.
I would love to have seen that meeting. Apparently, Stallone and Travolta worked for a year and a half on all the dancing.
Oh.
A year and a half.
There was a lot of dancing.
Yeah. I mean, it
That
showed.
makes sense. Yeah.
Can we talk about the scene in the movie early on where Travolta is, he's dancing, he's teaching dance classes at like an Arthur Miller kind of dance school. He's also like a waiter in a dance club.
Oh.
And he turns down a three-way with two new wave girls?
Yes.
I was like, whoa, guy. When two new wave girls are like, we want to take you home tonight, you go home with the two new wave girls.
This was
Well,
my
the-
favorite part.
Yeah.
They wanted so much to show how much he hated being a waiter and how much he wanted to be a dancer. He was the angriest waiter ever.
Yeah. Oh,
There's
yeah.
a point a patron bumped into him and he's like, oh. and a woman said something like, I like
Oh, yeah.
watching you walk. And he basically was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Angry guy. He's an angry guy.
But walking is his thing. There's
Jason,
two movies
strutting.
built on walking.
Strutting is
I'm
his
sorry.
thing.
You're right.
But look, he didn't want to go home with those new wave girls because, as he said verbatim, I almost got brain damage because you two party too hard.
Please, come on.
But no, he wouldn't cheat. That's what I think it makes, like,
So
in Stallone's
weird.
mind, he's like, he's a good guy because he won't fuck these new wave girls. He'll only fuck really good dancers. Like, when he cheats, he only cheats up.
Well, that's what was so weird about his relationship with Jackie. At one point, I thought, because he forgets to call her to meet her, a million times in the movie.
Constantly.
A million times.
He treats her like human garbage.
Yeah, well, so much so that at one point I thought, I think he is genuinely forgetting. Like, I think that he's just like it's not even like, oh, I got caught up and I lost track of time. I thought I was gonna get to you. Like, I think he's like not remembering at all that she exists.
But that, like, to me, like, that was I thought that too. Like, it took me half the movie to realize that they were even boyfriend-girlfriend.
They're not.
Because
They're not. They are fuck buddies.
I thought they
no,
were.
but Jason, she
And
says
until
I
he
love
says
you
I
too.
love you in the middle of the movie, they are just like hooking up.
But he gets mad when she's looking at
Yeah,
Frank
Frank
Stallone.
Stallone.
She
jealous.
gets mad, and she
She gets mad, but he's like fucking the British girl who, for a very brief period of time, I thought was Niles' wife from Frasier.
Maris.
Perry
I was
Gilpin.
like,
Yeah.
is this Perry Gilpin? No, is it Perry Gilpin? Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Oh, Jane
Leaves.
Leaves. Sorry.
Perry Gilpin was Roz.
I love Roz. One of my favorite characters.
To your point, like, he literally just fucks that girl, the British girl, and then calls up the other one. But then it's kind of like a booty call. But
No,
then
but he
also-
kind of is
But he
just
doesn't
making sure she's
go.
alone. He's like,
Okay.
He's like, is anybody there next to you? She says no. He goes, okay, good, goodbye.
You're right.
There's when he first meets the hot fancy lady, he looks to his girlfriend.
Iggy Azalea.
Sorry.
I requested that music follow
I'm
everything
okay
I said.
with that. I'm okay with that running under the whole.
The whole show. I hear it on a loop.
To me, he's like a sociopath. He's talking to his girlfriend, this poor woman, when he sees the fancy lady, and he immediately says to her, he's like, "She with anyone?" And the girl is like, "What?" And then
But she says, I don't want to hear about this stuff.
yeah. And then he's like, I just think she's a great dancer. Don't worry, you're good.
Yeah.
It's so horrible.
is
Like to me,
horrible.
this movie, he's a monster. Like
Horrible.
Irredeemable on
Yeah.
every level. Irredeemable.
Well,
like
he-
his
he-
girlfriend helps him
Oh.
get the lead in this show. And he, like you said, he fucking face palms, was like, get out. Need to go at this by myself. Tonight I'm celebrating with this guy.
And anytime another guy shows interest in her, he like shits his pants.
Yeah.
Like when the guy from the band comes in, is with her, he's like, who's this? He's a musician? You're with a musician? Are you kidding? Like, wait a minute. On the hierarchy, we're ranking dancers above musicians?
That's what I wrote that down.
Chorus line dancer.
Whoa. No, I don't think that's how it works. Yeah, and then she goes, he's a rhythm guitarist. That's the worst. A rhythm guitarist is the worst. But that is not true. That is not true.
Here,
The horn section is the worst.
wait. Now here's my question about Frank Stallone's amazing role in this movie as the rhythm guitar, as the singer. Okay, there's so much. I want to talk about a couple things. Sorry, I'm gonna jump around. I didn't get what Laura's job was. So Laura was on Broadway, but also a singer?
Yeah.
No, you're speaking of Jackie.
Oh, sorry, Jackie. So she was on Broadway wanting to be a dancer, but
Well,
her
I
side
think
She's
career
in a
was-
show. She's in a show with the show that he goes to watch.
Right, but he's also like, I need to also.
Because I think, to Katie's point, she understands that a dancer's shelf life is very short, so she's trying to get some.
She's trying to cultivate a fallback
Ladies.
career.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Well, if this life as a dancer doesn't work out, then I'll be a rock star. Great, got it.
also,
Very logical.
By
Very
the
logical.
way, I gotta say she's killing it at both.
yeah.
Doing
It
quite
should
well.
be-
She is great in the movie. I'm on board for it.
Well, do you want to see who also is in the movie? I want to point this out to you.
She's wearing though like a corporate '80s outfit.
She's dressed like Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
This is a little of her singing.
Which
Here we go.
every song in this movie is showed from beginning to end in real time.
If you took out the dancing, this movie would be about 17 minutes.
And every single song that is sung in its entirety is so relevant to the events of the movie that it had to have been written that day to make sense. Like every song is so specific, there's no subtext. It's just a textual analysis of the events of the movie put to music.
That is why Frank Stallone is so good. Here, I have.
Only Frank Stallone can begin a movie with a song whose opening line is "This is the end."
I want to come back to this at the end, but I also want to. I have two blow your mind cameos. The first one, you can't see it at home, but you in the audience can see it. Check out who's also in the band. Oh, Richie Sambora. Right over there on the left. Or right. That is literally Richie Sambora. He asks her to come here during the middle of the song.
And she does. She does
leaves
come there.
the stage.
Leaves her song.
She leaves the stage mid-song
Ladies,
to see him.
ladies, learn a lesson from this movie.
She has no self-worth.
I know.
Travolta, who is not her exclusive boyfriend, is able to beckon her from the stage during a song she is singing. She jumps down happily in order to have a conversation with him.
And it's not the end of the song.
No.
It's clearly not the end.
Oh, no.
Can I
Goes
just
on for
say,
quite a while.
her low point to me is in the final performance, he tries to kiss the fancy woman.
Oh, yeah.
And she punches him in the eye. And how humiliating it is for the girlfriend. And he walks off stage. I swear to God, she goes, "Is your eye okay?" Like,
That's why I feel like Stallone is writing this as him. He's like, yeah, this is how women should be. This is like, this is so clearly from his point of view.
He's like, I just need some filler here. What would you say?
What's weird too is in the context of the movie, like, what does the fancy lady Laura want? Like, what does she want out of all this? Satan's Alley.
Well,
all
she's
of it.
she's like
All of
Gina Gershon in Showgirls. She is the villain of the movie, I feel like. Like, she has a very strange role. She is the challenge to him, or I couldn't, their meeting of him bursting into her dressing room.
Yes, amazing.
And like antagonizing her, and like she then becomes the thing he has to conquer or whatever. And then it turns into, you think it's gonna be a love story, but then like it all falls
Then you
apart.
find out that he's dating someone else.
You find out he's dating someone else, but here's what's weird about the movie, and I'd say this for John Travolta too, like everybody is constantly like shitting on people they want to be with and then inviting them to places after rehearsals or performances. Like that to me was the entire movie.
We just fucked. Get over it. Come over to my house tonight. We're going to have cocktails. Okay?
There's a lot of like invitations and then people not showing up for those events.
There's a lot of mid-scene emotional reversals. You know, like coming at it one way, and then I'm gonna come at this a whole different way.
Because arguably, you would argue if they kept the Tony Manero from Saturday Night Fever, he is dating a girl from Brooklyn who wants him to like work for her dad's like shop or something like that, and she's like, "Give up your dream. You'll never make it as a dancer." And then he meets Fiona Hughes, and she's tough, but she's got it, and she kind of drives him to become himself. But technically, he just has a girl's like, yeah, go for your dreams. And another one's like, fuck you, you're a piece of shit. And he's like, I like that one. I like the fuck you, go, the piece of shit girl. Like he goes for the opposite girl.
Well, it's also weird because you see him really like going for his dreams, and he'll knock on any door, even the Times Square agent.
So good.
Times Square agent. But then he's so obsessed with this idea of like people doing him favors, like he doesn't want to get into any of the shows because someone put in a good word for him. Which seems like, well, you know, use whatever connections you have. Like,
Wait, did that ever become, I can't remember, did that become an issue? Like, did he find out she put in a good word for him or anything? Because it felt like it was
I
set
think
up
he
for
did, like in the stairwell or something like that. Because
A lot
put in a
happened in
good
that
word?
stairwell.
well,
I
I thought he found out
This
that she put a
production
good
team only had the stairwell for like a good month of this whole filming.
My favorite thing in the stairwell is there was like a big emotional scene, and then the camera just rises up and just catches like the director at the top of the stairwell, like watching the entire thing. I heard it all. But that doesn't even really come into play.
It rises up and you see like 10 minutes of leather,
Yeah.
and then the beginnings of a beard.
Up his trench coat. Oh, speaking of coats, guys, do we like the homage to, he takes out the old Saturday Night Fever jacket, and he's like, this is old. And then he puts on like and he makes like a Miami Vice jacket.
And it's just like, oh, that's sad. That other thing was so fun.
Yeah.
Like,
He wrecked the one thing that is like Superman. Again, to go back to Superman, because I also believe that whose bedroom looked like a Superman set? Like when they like showed the her bedroom,
yeah.
Fiona's bedroom.
Yeah.
Didn't it like wasn't it all like silver and stuff
yeah.
like that?
Oh no, that was
Rhinestone.
Rhinestone.
Sorry.
Yeah.
no, hers was silver too.
there was something going
Oh,
on.
it
There was
was?
two,
Yeah.
there was like two willow trees on
Yeah.
each side,
Yeah.
and just like a circular.
yes.
What were they talking about? Like Fiona
In the whole
Hughes-
movie?
Like no, like Fiona.
Because it's a legit
general?
question applied to the whole movie. What were they talking about?
Because they literally, like, there's a montage of them just, like, walking through New York, chatting.
Yep.
And it's like, these two people have nothing to say to each other.
They, in fact, have previously had only contempt for
Yeah.
each other. Although he did say to her, after kind of like, all of his come-on lines didn't work, and she slammed the door in his face, and he opened the door back up because he will not take no for an answer. He says, the thing is, I respect your dancing talent, and I respect your womanhood.
What does that mean? What does he mean when he
Your
says
womanhood.
that? What is that?
that she can have babies and she has different organs in him. I mean, I don't know.
I think what he was trying to say is like, I respect you as a colleague, but I also respect you in a romantic way as well.
Yeah.
Like
that's nice.
I respect like your skills and all that, but I want you to know I also respect what you're giving me just right here.
To me, it feels like it's almost like I respect that you're weaker and trying your best, and like I won't take advantage.
Right, like
And you have a limited shelf life as a dancer.
I respect your talent. I also respect your womanhood and how it lessens your talent.
Well, see, to me, it would have made more sense if she had been like a by-the-book dancer. Like if she had been like someone who, you know, was obsessed with all the counts and all like the steps, and he was coming in and being all loosey-goosey, but was all passion and emotion.
I feel like that's what, her being British was part of that.
Okay.
I feel like Stallone was like, her being British, everybody's gonna think she's uptight and fancy.
Yeah.
Well, he literally
What's her
doesn't he say
character?
that as
She's
a
British.
line? He's like, "Oh, it's her accent. It makes her so smart." Like, you know, like he's so blown away by that. But it does. But
She
nothing
says
makes
to
sense.
Jackie, I mean, you're right. He does tell Jackie, like, basically, I'm in love with this other woman.
Yes.
He cannot stop talking about her.
Can I show you guys just for a second my favorite scene in the movie? This is when Travolta finds out that he got it. He got the part. Here it is, right here. So he's living in a flop house.
We should set it up a tiny bit.
Yes.
He lives in a gentleman's hotel.
Yes.
So that is like a
Where he beats his wife beaters in the shower,
Yeah.
keeping them clean.
and it's populated by bums, basically.
Yeah.
He basically lives in a flop house.
Meanwhile, he can walk home at any point and can live with his parents, no problem.
Nope. He's got to live in Manhattan.
Has 2 jobs.
And so he's pacing around in the common room where all the weirdos who also live there are sitting around.
He's waiting for the phone to ring. This is just after the phone. He's waiting for the phone to ring, and it finally does. And this is him celebrating that he got the part. Here we go.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Do you have the phone call itself?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
I want you to really just pay attention to the pace of this phone call.
Also, I know it's tough to imagine, but he's literally holding a radio in his hand like a cell phone. That's not a phone that he's on. He's just really grooving out to music that close to his ear. So here we go.
Don't touch that phone! Get! Yes, this is Tony Manero. Are you kidding? Hold on a second, turn down the radio! Yes, I got it. You kidding me?
Wait a second.
That was
Can
just
I
half
ask you
of it, just a
something?
little bit of it.
I just if he says turn down the radio, what was it? So he has a radio in his hand that's not operating as a phone or the overall
No,
radio?
That radio was the radio he
His
needed to
radio.
be turned down.
His radio, which was playing Frank Stallone music, which was the same song that he saw the night before. Like, there's no delineation. Frank Stallone, I guess, is very popular.
The macro music for the scene, the soundtrack music for the scene, is revealed in that phone call section to be diegetic to the scene itself. Right? I
Yeah.
used that right?
Yeah, I think you did. I don't even
Thank
know
you.
if that was right or wrong.
So he's holding like a speaker? What is he holding?
He's like holding a
Like a
radio, like a
transistor radio.
transistor radio.
Okay. I still don't understand.
But he says the other person on the other line has had no opportunity to
None.
say any words. And he says, hello? Yes, this is Tony Manero. Hold on a second. Turn down the radio. What? I got it? Oh, I can't believe it.
And then
All at once.
and the other, just talking about songs and music purveying, this is the thing that blew my mind.
This was?
This is because it's so kind of big. Okay, the movie opens with that amazing Frank Stallone song, and it looks like he is choreographing a dance to that song for a play that's not Satan's Alley. The finale song of Satan's Alley is the same song from the beginning. Like, you would think,
That they were auditioning for Satan's Alley.
or that you would just say, like, let's do a different song. Like, let's not bookend the movie with the same song. It's 2 very different parts, right? I mean, is that weird? Or
I would love to hear you talking about this with Sylvester Stallone during production. Do you know what I mean? When he's
We
like,
can't replay your brother's songs 4 times.
The song is good. It's all moog arpeggios and a sweeping sound. It's perfect. Plus, it says this is the end, so it should be at the end too.
Like, I really feel like they should have kept that song for the end. It would have had like an impact.
Yeah.
But to open and close with it in two dancing scenes that are unrelated to each other
Right.
is weird.
Sure.
That scene also to me is so like a glimpse of like the worst. It seems like to me it's like a story of like the average monster in Los Angeles. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't root for that person. Like, I don't know.
No.
Like, him, if I saw that, if I was sitting in that room and some guy was pacing because he was obsessed with, like, getting this moment of fame, like, and just pacing and I don't know. I would just be like, this is a lunatic.
I wrote down, is this guy sympathetic? He's not.
Oh, no.
Oh, heavens no. Oh, heavens no.
Even when he tries to go home and apologize to his mother and be like, I acted like an asshole, I want to apologize, she's like, fuck you. She's basically like, fuck you, don't apologize. Being a bastard is what got you out of this neighborhood. And
Yeah.
he goes, so you're telling me being a bastard is what's going to get me ahead? She's like, yup. And he's like, okay, no lessons to learn here. I guess
I have to say,
behaving like a piece of shit is going to be my MO.
Yep. Or I think it would have even been sympathetic to see that he loved to dance. Like, I never really felt like, I mean,
He
look,
says it.
well, then there you go. But I feel like
No, but this is more of like he wants fame.
Yeah.
He wants
it does.
fame.
Like, there's no
That's like the
there's no
jerk
part
off
of
in the
him
mirror
that's just
moment.
like I'm in it for the art. Like, he just wants the fame of it all, the
Yeah.
fame of being a Broadway dancer,
Because his
contemporary
success-
dance.
Yeah.
contemporary
His
dance.
success isn't enough. Like, he succeeds and gets in the show.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
But then he
great.
has to challenge the lead of the show to become the lead of the show. That's not even enough. He then has to throw away the female lead to improvise a solo, which gets a standing ovation.
Which, by the way, I
Here's the thing.
still feel like, just his trajectory as a dancer after this movie. I know he did a strut and everything, but I don't think he'll work again. Like, he didn't
He's
do
going
any
to
of
be
the choreography.
clearly kicked out of a union.
He
The union
shoves
will not let
woman.
that happen.
He shoves his other lead across the stage and
Yeah.
dances by himself. Like, that's
And-
crazy.
There's no reason for it, because you would argue, like, okay, when he first starts dancing with her, she doesn't trust him, and then they show in the rehearsal footage that, with a very long rehearsal footage, literally the last half hour is all dancing, that she starts to come over to his side, and then in the show they seem to be working together as a team. And at that point, he's like, get the fuck out of here. It's not like she doesn't betray him on stage besides
She does
punching
say-
him after she kisses him.
No, she does. No. I think the reason he chucks her is because in the middle of the show, she says, "You don't have it."
Oh, right.
She says, "You don't have it," and I feel like the chucking her was his way of being like, "I'll show you." But if you think about it, I think correctly, he is the villain of the movie.
Yes, so too.
So whose movie
Relax.
is it? Whose movie is it then? Is
Jackie?
Jackie the star?
Jackie should be the protagonist.
So maybe like when he walks out the door at the end and announces that he has to strut, she's finally free. She
Yeah.
can move on with her life?
But in fact, will
keep on
probably
strutting.
kill herself. Just kidding. She'll be in Flashdance. It's fine.
Did you guys, what'd you guys think of Patrick Swayze? Boom.
Is he in the movie?
What are you saying?
What?
He was
What are you
in the
saying?
movie right here. You
Oh
can
my
check
God.
him out. Patrick Swayze is a background dancer who is dressed in a weird half shirt with white suspenders,
He played the Oompa Loompa.
looking like a glistening
here's
Corey
what's-
Feldman.
Here's what's weird about this movie is that there is something so inherently sympathetic about a chorus line dancer. Like, what they're put through and having to learn. I mean, there's also something so...
Somebody should write a play about that.
But truly, like, they're cut right away. Like,
It would never
it's
catch on.
Truly, like, you automatically sympathize with these people. So you do have to go a long way to make him unsympathetic. And they do. And they do.
They succeed very quickly.
Anyone?
I caught something that I don't know if you caught.
I think if we're going to the same place. Are we going to the same place? That's
Right
Stallone?
before the show starts?
Oh, yep, got it. All right, yeah. Please.
Are you gonna play it, or do you have
I don't have it as
Okay.
but yeah. So you can.
And I only caught it because I happened to be watching the movie with subtitles on or whatever. So I read it because otherwise I would not have caught it.
I had to rewind it because like, wait a second.
Okay, so they're going around being like 5 minutes or whatever, 2 minutes to show or whatever, okay? Ba 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 ba. And then a bunch of people run through frame and somebody goes, yo, Adrian, showtime.
Yo, Adrian, showtime. Amazing.
Yo, Adrian, showtime.
I also
Fuck
want
this
Did
movie.
you guys also catch during intermission when like it had gone so well? I guess the first half of the show, they sort of did or maybe it was after the show, and the audience was giving standing ovations, and they sort of panned over all of the dancers in the dressing room celebrating, and one dancer just threw her bra on top of the other dancer's face.
No.
Yes, like a gigantic bra. I couldn't
Wait,
tell if
how
someone-
gigantic?
I couldn't tell if someone had thrown it on her or if she had taken it and thrown it on her own face.
See,
It was so strange.
in what kind of ridiculous movie do I not even notice that? You know what I mean?
Like that just wasn't
Like
even a
any
thing
normal
for you.
movie, I'd be like, what the fuck? But that didn't even like pass through my brain.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe that's a dance thing. At the end of a successful show, everybody put your bra on your head.
I do have a question about Broadway stuff again, and I'm opening up to all of you. In a Broadway show, does the director or choreographer stand in the booth with the lighting tech and go, give me a spotlight now, bring down the lights,
Okay.
give me a
as far
wash?
as I know,
Like he was calling.
That's the role of a stage manager.
Yeah. But he was calling it as if he was improvising it too. He's like, spotlight now, give it a spotlight. Like, he was like creating it on the spot. Like that was the most insane thing I've ever seen. Like to give him a role, like that would have been done in tech long ago.
Nothing in this movie, like you see an hour of rehearsals, and nothing would have prepared you for this final show because nothing links up to anything you saw beforehand.
There's not like, not to go dirty dancing, but there's not like one move you're worried about, or there's nothing you're connected to.
There's no conflict. I mean, really, there's no conflict. The only thing that happens is like, he's a guy who can't catch a break, he catches a break, and he was right all along. Like, I mean, like there was no, like, he's like, if only I caught a break, then I'd be the biggest hit on Broadway. He catches a break and he's the biggest hit on Broadway. Like nothing really happens.
No. What happens is he happens to all the other people in the movie. The conflict is between those poor people and this sociopath that is ruining their lives. His mother is like, how did he learn to do this? What? Nobody cares about him.
So John Travolta is quoted as saying that Stallone is his favorite director because he knew how to make him look best on screen.
So fuck you, Quentin Tarantino.
I will say he looks super
looked
hot in this
amazing.
movie.
His body was
amazing.
rocking.
It's insane.
There you go. Then you guys agree.
So best director.
Here are the two taglines of the movie. I just want to read them because they're pretty fucking amazing. This is the tagline, how they sold the movie. Tony Manero knows the old days are over, but no one's going to tell him he can't feel that good again.
See, that's
Hey, bro.
interesting.
Hey, bro, are you gonna see Staying Alive, man?
Well, I don't know. What's it about?
Oh, dude. Well, the tagline says it all.
Here's another one. It's 5 years later for Tony Manero, and the fever still burns.
That's like
That one is really upsetting to me.
See a doctor.
like that. I saw the movie. I just didn't feel like the fever was still burning. Yeah.
Yeah, gosh, oh gosh. Well, I feel like this might be a good time to talk to everybody in the audience because I'm sure I see people with sheets of paper out here. You guys have questions. We'll probably have some answers for them.
While you get ready
Yeah.
and walk out, I have a request for you guys or the internet nerds. There's a lot of slow-mo dancing where
flips.
everybody's faces look like sex faces. Everybody's dancing faces are horrible looking.
You know,
So
while you're
do a
talking
super
about
cut.
it,
Oh, you got one?
well, while you're talking about it, I'll just play it. Yeah.
So if somebody could make a supercut of all of the gross slow-mo sex faces, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, they're.
Jackie is hot. Look at him. Oh yeah,
This is them just hanging out too.
she is a badass.
Yeah, she's cool.
Jackie is a fucking badass. She's my favorite person in this whole entire movie.
Yeah.
I want to see a spin-off with Jackie.
Yeah.
But yeah,
She
this-
married Richard Marx.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be
She has like 7 credits and then married Richard Marx and then they got a divorce.
She got that sweet Marx money.
She got them Marx bucks.
Anybody have any questions? Things that we might have missed? Okay. I'm going to go to you because you have a sheet of paper in your hand. Oh, both of you have sheets of paper. Okay. Your name, your one-word review of Satan's Alley, and your question. Here we go.
My name is Ren. My one-word review of Satan's Alley is what the director said. Perfect.
Right. Love it. Here we go. What's your question?
So I came from Warsaw, Indiana to ask June this question.
Wow. Warsaw, Indiana. Here you go, June. You might get shot.
I'm terrified.
So at the end of this movie, between the oiled-up John Travolta, very muscular, and Jim Varney from Ernest Goes to Jail. Let me finish. Which one of those two is more, as you would say, oozing sexuality?
Great question from Indiana. The question to June.
Yeah.
Who oozes more sexuality?
See, I think you know the answer. Jim Varney, all the way.
Is that real? You would take Jim Varney, Ernest, over like
I'm
the
not gonna
perfection of Travolta at this
This is
era.
what you have to understand. I agree that Travolta looks better in this movie. Of course he does. But the
You don't wanna fuck him.
sexuality that I'm interested in
Yep.
is not just about the looks. Like Varney as bad Ernest is channeling something else. It's not just about the physical for me.
I feel like a
Well,
woman in
do you
her
understand?
a woman in her 20s would choose John Travolta, but a grown woman would choose.
Okay, let's not age
Ernest.
me, Katie.
Yeah.
Be very careful. Be very careful.
I mean, Katie, say what you mean. A girl chooses John Travolta. A woman chooses.
Thank you.
Would this movie would have been better with Jim Varney, not as Ernest, just he got this script and he did it. What do you think? Would you like to? I think he could have done it actually. Jim Varney in the role of Tony
Jim Varney
Manero.
can do anything.
Oh, he has passed.
Could have done anything. Could have
Okay.
done anything.
I will say again, this conversation is very upsetting.
Your name, a piece of advice for Tony Manero, and your question. Here we go.
My name's Jay. My piece of advice is burn fire.
Great. I was wondering if that's where Artie Lang got fire from. This
No, that's
movie.
from AC/DC.
And first, I just want to know if you guys noticed that the costume for John Travolta in the end was a precursor to the Ultimate Warrior costume of the 90s.
Oh, it does look like the Ultimate Warrior costume. It's very similar without the face paint. But if you put face paint on him, that
Who's
is
the Ultimate Warrior?
from WWF.
Oh, yeah, okay. I knew that. I'm cool with wrestling.
Ultimate Warrior, R.I.P. Much respect.
Oh, absolutely.
But I also wanted to ask if you guys would give the patented "How Did This Get Made" offer to have this group write the movie version of Satan's Alley.
Oh, we could get into real rights problems.
I mean, we'd have to write it with our bodies because there are no words in Satan's Alley.
Well, it's one of those things that we could take the music from Frank Stallone. We could take what choreography we've seen in the movie, and we can extrapolate outwards and create something, I bet, pretty erotic, like really deep.
You'd have to find an actor that would shove people aside and choose his own adventure of a show.
I will say, if you're gonna modernize this part, the only person that comes close to the ferocious male magnetism and dancing capabilities is Channing Tatum. I think.
Wow, now that's
I think
interesting.
Magic Mike
That's
2,
interesting.
Magic Mike 2, Satan's Alley. This could be it.
Channing
He
Tatum.
gets out of the strip club.
Satan's Alley.
Wait, I have a question about this. Okay, that show was a hit, right? Satan's Alley got a standing ovation. Now, does every night they do it again, does he push her out of the way? Like, do they go, well, we got to keep that because that's what people responded to? Or do they go back to the old way? Or does he just die? Because when he goes out to strut, he does disappear. Was he a ghost the entire time? Did he never exist? Did
That
he
would
die
be
on stage?
amazing.
Like Black Swan, that was his final Swayze.
I wonder if they ever had an idea to make this a trilogy and what the third movie would have been.
Oh, man.
Breakdancing?
Beat Street. Okay, what is your name? What is another title for Staying Alive 2? Or Staying Alive 1? And what's your question?
My name is Jordan. And actually, I was going to ask about the name of the movie Staying Alive. And I thought that the name should be from one of the many, many Frank Stallone songs. And so I was going to ask you guys, what do you think is the thematic significance of the title Staying Alive,
great
considering
question.
it has about 30 seconds of playtime at the very end of the movie?
Ooh, great question. What? Well, I'm gonna gander a guess. You gotta stay alive to get these great parts. If you kill yourself, you're never gonna be on Broadway. That's just the facts.
Well, I guess I feel like it's probably just the thing that has name recognition for that character. So instead of calling it Saturday Night Fever again, they called it Staying Alive, linking the two, though, because that's the song from...
How about Sunday Matinee Fever? Sunday and Wednesday Matinee Fever.
Sunday Matinee Bronchitis.
To me, it's like trying to stay alive even with these dumb broads, trying to like keep you down.
That's what most movies are. Because they are life.
All right, your name. Who would you cast as the lead role in this movie if you could recast it? And your question. Go.
I'm Ronnie. I'm from Huntington Beach. I would definitely recast this role with Frank Stallone.
Current day?
Modern day Frank Stallone, obviously. My question is, he invited his mother to this movie with a Pulp Fiction-esque gimp costume montage in this? I saw that.
Well, yeah, they were all covered in leather. Well, you were just saying, is it appropriate to bring your mother to a show where there's people in
well,
gimp
she has asked him not to take his clothes off. And he definitively takes his clothes off in this movie. Which never gets comment. There's a lot of setup for jokes. Like, here's one. He never gets a message. He asks the guy at the front desk like a dozen times, any messages? Never once does he get a message. Because when the call comes, guess what? He's there.
Well, I mean, there's a really funny joke in it. Like when he's really upset, like he gets bumped by this like a real rich, cool Italian guy, Sylvester Stallone. You guys remember that part?
No, where was that?
Wait, you don't remember that Stallone was in this movie?
No.
Oh, I gotta play that clip. I have that clip.
I missed it.
Oh, it's the best, most unnecessary cameo.
How is he dressed, sir?
He's dressed like Craven the Hunter.
All right, I'm gonna play it.
That's awesome.
June's gonna cue it up. This is the best. You'll see it. We have the sound off, so you can just have to watch. I think there. Boom. Blink and you miss it.
Totally missed it.
All right, let's see.
Can I just point out the real-time shooting of him going from point A to point B? It felt like we saw him walking for 30 minutes.
Everything was real time.
This movie reminded me how disgusting New York was. Like, it really looked gross. All right, how are you, sir? All right, your piece of advice to Tony Manero, your name and your question. Here we go.
My name's Tony. My piece of advice is stop being a dick to everyone.
Okay.
And stop stealing my name, please. And now, Satan's Alley is also the name of the fake movie in Tropic Thunder that Robert Downey Jr.'s character is in with Tobey Maguire. Is that movie in a movie an adaptation of this show or vice versa?
Boom, mind explosion. Amazing question. Question of the night. The fact that anyone's raising their hand means they can beat that? Great observation. Wow, 3 positive arguments. Let's see. Beat it.
Okay, my question is, given that this movie was so like a 90-minute music video and so dreamlike and ended at the same note as Saturday Night Fever Begins, do you think it's plausible that this movie was just a dream?
Oh, is it? You're positing this was a Jacob's Ladder scenario?
And then Tony just wakes up and he's like, time to go to my job at the paint store.
You know, well, that actually feeds into what I think, because he disappears. Like, he literally disappears. Like that, I'm not making that up. He disappears. Did he
You're
ever
right, though. It
exist?
does feel. Here's the thing. It feels at the end of the movie like he's not. He's not going to return to this show. He's not going to return to dance. Like he's walking into another
dimension.
Kind of like there's a sense of like I'm leaving everything behind and I'm just going to continue strutting.
Like the third movie just picks up with him walking into becoming like a beekeeper or
exactly.
something.
Like there's going to be no connection.
Wait
to
a
what
second.
We just watched.
What if he was beamed up by the race of aliens from Battlefield Earth and he starts a whole new planet? This may be a prequel to Battlefield Earth.
They were watching Earth and were like, he is clearly its highest form.
He showed all those rat brains what dance is for.
He renounced all of the weaker sex and succeeded only on his own. We will take him. L. Ron Hubbard demands it.
Sir, you have a question?
Yeah, I want to address I have feelings for the Bee Gees. They wrote like 5 or 6 new songs, and yet all their songs are kind of used in all the wimpy dialogue moments, and then like it's Frank Stallone all over. Are the Bee Gees, were they like the abused first wife? And now Frank Stallone is the trophy songwriter?
I can't see, but is that a member of the Bee Gees asking that question?
Barry Gibb, get out of here.
Without a doubt, I'll set this up. Obviously, we have an opinion about this movie, but now it is time for a second opinion. These are 5-star reviews that were pulled from Amazon. I actually pulled a couple because they're so fucking good. One of the best ones. All right, this one is, it's titled Andy Warhol Loved It by Unlucky Frank. And this is just a part of his gigantic post. If you appreciate Kama Sutra paintings, you're gonna love this flick. The routines are sexual. There are tons of tight butts, legs, and thighs floating through the shots. Reason enough to give this 5 stars. Now,
I love that he delineates paintings. Kama Sutra paintings.
This one, I think, goes to answer your question about staying alive. This is titled Good Movie. He did give it 5 stars, though. It's good. By Edwin Perla. And he writes, it is a great musical movie about something that happens every single day. In everybody's life. And you can learn how to stay alive.
Wow.
So, For this person, this movie is a how-to.
How? It's a resource. Wow.
Oh, fuck, wait, hold on, shit. I feel on the verge of death. Put Staying Alive in.
Oh my
I need to remind
God.
myself how to do this. All right.
Oh my God.
Now, Jason,
Yes, Paul.
you joke, but S. Bogus writes Staying Alive to Stay Alive, continues this thought by saying, watching, exercising to both soundtracks of Saturday Night Fever and Staying Alive with John Travolta would definitely make the change of many lives. If you have not danced to one of the songs per day, you would not need any weight loss. You would not need any over-the-counter medications or supplements. I watched this, and having lived those days, it's amazing how music was the cure to everything. Overall, great health. Many obese persons would never have weighed heavier than the normal muscular body mass of one that is structurally built. It's a fun dancing experience that might help with depression. I would send a major recommendation to just work out to one of these songs by dancing when you have a few moments alone. Or
Paul?
not, daily.
Paul, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you have one of these songs on your computer?
I do.
Would you cue it up?
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Everybody up! Everybody needs this exercise. You
We all
podcast
need it.
listeners are disgusting human beings.
We're all
So
gonna
this isn't for us, this is for everybody. We're all gonna get up and dance to this.
All right, ready? Here we go.
Let's go. Get up!
Okay, I know you right now are listening to the podcast going, what is happening? Basically, a full-on dance routine is breaking out. So just picture me, June, Jason, and Katie Dippold dancing on stage aggressively. Reminder, you're not really dead. Punch the person next to you, knock them down. Take the stage, take the stage.
Try and lift someone. I'm kidding. Don't do that. In the middle, you guys fucking dance.
Amazing. Wow. What an amazing love story between the two of you. I really got it now. I really understood it.
That one was a big fuck you to the podcast listeners.
And
What's going on? What's going on?
Not
What's
going
going on?
to
What are they
edit
doing?
it out. I'm leaving that in. Here we go. And so he concludes by saying, if you do that, amazing results will come naturally. Try to treat your body as what you expect from it, and overall terrific health. What would it hurt to try?
You guys, seriously, I am realizing that a lot of people found this movie not having any understanding of like the song Staying Alive or the cultural reference, like just literally saw it in the library or the video store.
Wait.
I
In
feel
a
like,
library?
I feel
That's
like
the
both-
first place?
Honestly, yes. I feel like both of these gentlemen found this movie in the library. In the library. Okay. I'm dead serious. And are deeply troubled.
Well, one guy was like, there's lots of close-up pictures of butts and stuff.
And thighs.
They were like, you're gonna have to bring
Bloodington
that
space.
back.
And
It's really quite sad, though. They just saw the title and thought, I need this.
They
I
thought
need
of it
this
as like a
film.
self-help tape.
Yes.
The
I
final
might be
Really
dying.
dark.
The final 5 out of 5 star review is one of my favorites. This is actually, the review is the VHS tape, not the DVD.
Oh, no.
Don't pity the people who use VHS.
It was only 2001. It was only 2001.
Oh, that poor person doesn't have a Blu-ray.
This is written in all caps. I will not read it yelling, though. I fail to understand why so many people slate this movie. Hey, yes, the script is not written in any way to reflect an intellectual plot or a masterpiece. The journey of the character played by John Travolta is only skin deep. But how much can you go in 2 hours? A lot of movies would disagree.
And plus, how much can you go in 2 hours?
I work as a professional actor/dancer, having qualified from one of the top academy in the world. And I have met and worked with Sly, and no other filmmaker can give an audience an adrenaline rush like this. The film inspired me throughout my time at drama school. It inspires me. It's honest. It's real in observing the mechanism one goes through to succeed. Yes, it speeds it up a bit, but it's a film for God's sake. It's escapism. The ideology of a guy wanting to be in a Broadway show and how he gets there is full of conviction for me. Get this movie onto DVD quick. It's simply the best for any aspiring dancer and actor to draw inspiration from. Honest. Experience it! So he is using that as a manual for success.
Everybody's getting so much life-affirming content from this movie, which is about a monster destroying the lives of those around him in order to succeed.
Yeah, but day by day, did he not stay alive?
You got me there, June.
You could argue he started the movie alive and finished the movie alive, so he did it. Is there anything else we'd like to chat about? Anything that we missed? Anything from the audience? Did we miss anything there's a glaring, all right, this guy says there's a glaring thing that we missed. This better be good. Here we go. Go for it.
It's actually not from the movie, but I wanted to. Did you guys know that this was a choose your own adventure book? It was made into a choose your own adventure book.
What? Hold on. Let's all leave right now and go to eBay.
Look at me. Look what I'm doing.
All right.
I am on
Do you have a
eBay.
picture of it? He has a picture of it. You're starting up your phone. But so it's a choose your own adventure book. So I guess you can like fall in love with Jackie, or you can treat her like shit.
I think the only option is you treat her like shit. That's the only
Don't
option.
take no for an answer. Go to page 36. Don't take no for an answer.
I bet
Turn the page.
all the options are like that scene in Terminator where it's like someone knocks on the door and it's like, fuck you, asshole. It's all like, tell someone to go to hell or tell someone to fuck off. I'm gonna look at the. Well, this is amazing.
I imagine some chapters end just like, fuck you, you'll go to page 25.
He yells at you, go back, you made the wrong choice.
If you're a man, choose whatever page you'd like. If you're a woman, turn the next page, dummy.
Which,
it's not on eBay currently.
which leads me to my question, like, literally, who is this movie for? I mean, a choose your own adventure book is for children, right? I mean, is this for children? Like, should children be reading a Staying Alive, Choose Your Own Adventure?
Yes. In a word, yes. I read all the Magnum P.I. Choose Your Own Adventures. Worth it.
Oh my gosh. Well, anything else from you guys? Anything else at all? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You guys. Okay. Well, geez. Oh, we have two more from the crowd. We don't know if we're doing this. Here we go. What do you got? Come to me.
I would just like to point out that if you hunt around on YouTube, you can find a great making of featurette featuring Stallone and Travolta. And you asked who this movie is made for. The host of that little piece is Geraldo Rivera.
Get back out. Leave again. We got homework.
I do want to say this. Our audiences are the fucking best.
You guys
do
the
fucking
research.
get it. I feel bad for your lives, but you get it.
Would you recommend
Yes.
watching this movie?
100%.
Instantly.
Yeah, yeah.
I would not only recommend getting it, but searching Frank Stallone and getting that album. I literally can't stop listening to that song.
Please fuck to this tonight. Please, you're here with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or somebody it's a date, you whatever. Go home and be like, well, I said fuck to it. Should we fuck? Yes. Fuck to it and tell us about it on the message boards. You weirdos.
I'm going to argue and I say it's a better finger bang song. A lot more movement.
I am so sorry, June. I am so sorry.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Well, we have
This
fun.
is for me like a top 10 how did this get made movie.
Yeah. Well, it was a huge hit, by the way. And thank you guys for coming. That's it. That's our show. We did it. It was great. Thank you. Thank you, Katie Dippold. Give it up. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Well, we definitely did it. That was another live episode, live from Largo. If you want to come see us at Largo, go to largo-la.com. Big hand for Katie Dippold. She's an amazing, talented writer. She's written on Parks and Recreation, of course, wrote the hilarious movie The Heat, and is doing so many more cool things that are probably secretive and I can't share with you. And a big thank you to July Diaz, who recorded the episode. Amazing job. Amazing. And everybody who helps us out. I'm talking about Leanna Waldron, who does all of our graphics. I'm talking about Avril Haley, who does all of our amazing clip pulling. I'm talking about Nate Kiley, who gets all the research done. I'm talking about all these people because I love all these people. They're so good. And of course, Katie Dyer, who helps us out with the social media aspect of the show. All right, everybody. That was a lot of fun. Have a great day.
How did this get made?